John Ishiyama, political science professor at the University of North Texas, who studies Russia. Now, Vladimir Putin says this is Ukraine's responsibility. He didn't say Ukraine shot it down. He said it's your responsibility. What did he mean by that?
Well, he essentially argues that this situation would not have occurred had there been some comprehensive peace settlement between the various warring factions in eastern Ukraine, and he holds the Ukrainian government responsible for that. The reinitiation of the offensive against the insurgents in the eastern part of Ukraine precipitated this kind of event, and so he holds the Ukrainian government responsible.
However, it is Putin and the Russians who actually gave them this type of missile to use for this fight, correct?
Well, that's actually sort of unclear, because there are varying reports coming out of the eastern Ukraine. Some would contend that the system could only have been provided by the Russians, although the insurgents themselves claim that they captured this piece of ordnance from the Ukrainian military. It's unclear exactly what type of missile it was. It could have been an older version, which is widely used in the Ukrainian military, so that it could have possibly been the case that the insurgents captured it from a Ukrainian military base.
There were, during friendlier days between Ukraine and Russia, Russia was supplying weapons to Ukraine.
Yes.
But nonetheless, it came down in an unsettled part of the world, and there was immediately afterwards, there was a claim by one of the pro-Russian leaders, who actually happens to be a Russian himself, that we shot down another plane, and then boom, quickly removed that post from social media.
Yes, I saw that. They had thought they had shot down a Ukrainian transport plane. In fact, that there had been a Ukrainian transport plane that was shot down on Monday, and the insurgents had claimed that they had shot it down using a system that they had captured from the Ukrainian military, this very SA-11 system that is suspected of being used here. But then that was quickly brought down. And so the circumstantial evidence would suggest that the insurgents are involved, although the insurgents themselves claim that it was actually the Ukrainian government that shot down the plane by mistake.
No matter who's pointing fingers at who, this really could change the way that several countries look at Russia, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. I think that Russia's are now under enormous pressure. This comes in the wake of the institution of new sanctions against major Russian financial and oil interests. I think that this would place enormous pressure on the Putin government to do something. And not just internationally, but domestically too. I think that pictures of dead children in the field, the scope of the tragedy is going to resonate within Russia itself.
Vladimir Putin is a guy who never admits that he is wrong.
That's true.
That's true. Might this simply, behind the scenes, change his relationship with the rebels, do you think?
I think so. Thus far, it's been that Putin has always followed the path of plausible deniability, saying that, well, we're not behind it. This is a conflict between two factions within Ukraine itself, right? However, this is the scope of this tragedy is so great that, and the evidence seems to indicate that the insurgents were behind it, that there's going to be enormous pressure to do something. So, ironically, out of this tragedy, there might be an opportunity for some kind of comprehensive settlement, that the Russians now may be willing to come to the table and willing, more importantly, to compel their surrogates in the Ukraine to come to the table.
Exactly.
Find some compromise.
Right. I mean, the scope of this tragedy is just enormous, just enormous.
Dr. Ishiyama, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.